Hi, welcome back to another CPaaSAA Talk. And this time I'm going to be talking to Ramy Riad from Cisco Webex. And I was triggered by an announcement at Enterprise Connect just recently about AI, Agentic AI, and some of the things that they're doing there with Webex. So we'll talk about that for the next 10 or 12 minutes with Ramy. Um, Welcome on the show, Ramy. Great to have you here.
Thanks,
And
Ron.
and let's start with that announcement, right? What did you guys announce exactly, and why is that different from more traditional chatbot kind of things that everybody talks about?
Yeah, no, I think with WebEx AI Agent that we made the announcement at Enterprise Connect is going GA in March 31st, and really, it's a self-service solution that bridges between CPaaS and contact center, where it can handle a lot of routine, high-volume questions, but it also can execute actions. So it can integrate with your backend, fulfill. Let's say you want to change an appointment, rather than just asking you, "Hey, what's your preference?" on in a very natural, empathetic, human-like way, but it also can fulfill that appointment change and integrate there. And then if you need to actually speak to a human, it helps transition to a live agent. So it kind of bridges that gap and brings the CPaaS element with the contact center element together.
That's really cool. And of course, you guys can do that because you have that history. You have the UCaaS side, the CCaaS side forever. Cisco's been in that space forever. And now, since last year, the restructuring of, let's say, the WebEx unit, business unit under J. So really brings it all together. I like how you say it's connecting contact centers, CCaaS and CPaaS, because in my mind also, it's really about customer experience and it doesn't really matter what tool you use. And AI is going to be a big disruptor for that.
I totally agree, and I think that's why we called it CX, or customer experience, because that's ultimately the end goal. You want the best customer experience for your consumers. You want to have a real human-like experience with them. You don't want them to repeat themselves, because the last thing you want after interacting with an automated system, you get connected to a live agent, and they say, "How can I help you today?" So it feels like you're starting from scratch. There's no context or continuity. So I think that was one of our key goals, is bringing these all together to deliver that to the enterprise, where they have more of a streamlined interaction, starting with, let's say, a notification that goes out to you, to bringing it all together and closing the loop, whether fulfilling it in self-service, automated agent kind of type of solution, or if it needs to go to someone, to a real human. And I'm talking about any channel. It's not just like messaging, but it could be voice, it could be messaging, whatever that medium is that you use to communicate, but tying it all together. So when it comes to the live agent, they have context, they have continuity of conversation. Also, the AI helps them in the background, whether it's suggested answers and wrap up summaries and all that, helps them maneuver and be more efficient with the consumer.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think we're at a disruption point in our industry caused by AI. Right, for a long time, CPaaS was hard to use because you needed developers that needed to code stuff, and it took time. And now with AI really improving as much as it is, my vision is that as a business owner, you're going to ask your favorite AI to just build you the communication fabric, if you will, that you need for your business, right? You're not going to select the best platform from a vendor anymore. You're just going to get it developed and programmed um, more as real time. I don't know if that's 12 months away or 24 months or 6 months, but I know there's a lot of startups and scale-ups in Silicon Valley and all the Silicon Valleys across the globe that are working on this stuff. And I think that's really exciting. So we'll see, in a way, I mean, in this world of agentic AI, we'll see AI going out to contact companies and organizations, but then they'll also hit the AI on the other side. So how is that going to work out then?
Yeah. No, I think this is more like today everything is a very control. We're keeping it controlled for a reason, right? We don't want agent hallucination. The models are getting better as we evolve, right? But ultimately today we're saying, from Cisco, like you and I were talking, we're very big on security. We want to guardrail that interaction. We want to make sure it's providing relevant information. So we point it to say, hey, AI agent, this is your knowledge base that you're going to use for the basis of this. And here is the systems you're going to integrate with, let's say for an appointment reminder or fulfillment, or your CR, whatever that is, right? You're guardrailing that interaction, because let's say you rebook the appointment and then the next question, what's the weather going to be like next week, right? The AI is going to stop and say, okay, I can't answer that because it's outside of my guardrails that were set up, because I can't control the weather for next week. And then the enterprise providing information that they can't really guarantee where it's coming from. I think that's where the fear is, and that's why we're kind of keeping it guardrailed that way, so that the enterprises can control the output.
Yeah, that's I like how you bring the Cisco that other part of the Cisco legacy and background, which is security and the whole everything enterprisey, I would say, right? It needs to not only be fancy shadow AI almost. It needs to be part of the corporate platform and integrated. We have our data sovereignty, we have GDPR, we have all these other issues to take into account. So how do you see that work out? So Webex being part of the bigger Cisco, do you have the freedom to move quickly on these innovations and still use that sort of heritage that's there?
I truly think so, because I think it's evident from the announcements we've made. We've made the announcement of AI Agent in Enterprise Connect, and a couple of months ago we announced AI Assistant, which is the AI part on the agent side as well. So I think we're moving very fast in terms of rapid innovation, launching new features, but we're also keeping that heritage in mind, because we come from security. We have really large customers around the world that trust us and work with us, and we don't want that trust to erode by launching something that's not ready, I would call, for prime time.
Yeah, and also, I mean, traditionally, of course, Cisco, after the acquisition of BroadSoft, 8 years ago or something,
Yep.
you have a strong relationship with telcos, with operators, and that's always been the case also for IMI Mobile, where you come from. So how do you see that play out with what the telcos are doing with their network APIs, which adds security as well? It seems like there could be a really interesting match there.
I think there is an interesting combination. If you think of it, whether you come from the contact center side or the messaging side, at the end of the day, we use operators as partners. We work with them closely. We're launching with them new channels like RCS around the world. And if you think of it, network API also will play an important role. Today, we use it for stuff like SIM swap, but think of the possibilities that an agent can actually verify, hey, is this really Rob, right? Or let's say if the use case requires, is Rob over 21 years of age, right? Can I continue this? So the network APIs will open a lot of new use cases where it's integrated, not just for CPaaS side, but also how does that bridge with AI? How does that bridge with contact center? I think there's a lot of possibilities coming, and we're kind of looking at how do we provide that as an end-to-end service to our customers.
Yeah, it's cool. And you mentioned it's GA. What you announced at Enterprise Connect is GA March 31st. That's
March 31st.
like right now, right? So it's real, which
It's
is also
real here.
it's also refreshing. So it's real. And what do you think then, if you look at the rest of 2025? What's going to happen in the next 6 months or so?
I think we're continuing to add more features. We're continuing to evolve the models that we're working with. We're continuing to add more features on the agent side as well, to make agents more efficient, whether it's doing like wrap-up summaries, summarizations, auto CSAT scores. Like there's a lot of things that are happening. It's not replacing the agent, but it's making them more efficient, where it's reducing the amount of time they spend on tasks that they do to wrap up a call, but also better integration with the CPaaS side, right? We're making that a very streamlined process where you want to launch an experience. It's an end-to-end journey. You're coming to a one-stop shop. Rather, there's a huge customer, like you said, there's a huge contact center base that Cisco has, and there's a huge CPaaS base that IMI has, right? How do you bring those together? Because ultimately, from an enterprise perspective, they just want one seamless experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really great. I was really triggered by that announcement. So thanks for explaining what it is. I look forward to seeing and reading more about it the next couple of months. And then, I mean, there's a couple of events coming up. For us, the next big one is in Amsterdam, CPaaSAA 25, of course, in September. So hopefully you will be there and maybe doing some demos of this stuff because it sounds really exciting. Thanks for being here with me, Ramy.
Thanks for having me, Rob. It was great being here.
Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.